Welcome to Channel 17, the Town of Colonie Government Channel.
At the University Art Museum at the University at Albany, and the exhibition is called Courier. Courier includes the work of 11 contemporary artists who explore the physical, communicative, and iconic properties of the typewriter. It's going to be on view through December 4th, and we're going to explore only some of the works that are included in the exhibition, but I encourage you to go to the University Art Museum's website, which is www.albany.edu/museum for additional information, hours, and directions. We're here looking at 4 historic examples of the typewriter. And when I first explored the idea of this exhibition, it occurred to me that some of the younger members of our academic community might not know what the typewriter was. That happily has not proved to be the case. And I think what's interesting about Courier is that the typewriter, even though it's an obsolete technology, is very much a source of inspiration for artists. And the 11 artists included in this show use film, photography, installation, and watercolor to sort of explore the medium in all its range. Exhibition Courier, you'll be able to get an audio tour of the exhibition by using your cell phone. And that will provide more information about each of the artists in the show. The work of Lee Etheridge IV. Etheridge uses the typewriter, the wheel writer made by IBM specifically, as his sole mark-making tools. He likens it to a musician that only has a certain number of notes to work with. Etheridge feels he has the 26 letters of the alphabet. And a number of the artists in Courier explore what the typewriter can do or what can be done with the typewriter. I like to think of it as sort of a sub-theme of the exhibition. Etheridge's pieces really focus on, in this exhibition at least, focus on a Civil War song that was very popular. It was based on a poem by Ethel Lynn Beers. And that poem was inspired by 2 newspaper articles that she saw one morning. The first article was about a telegram that General McClellan had sent to the War Department in Washington, D.C. that said all was quiet along the Potomac. And the second was about a young sentry or picket that had been shot by a Union sniper. And so she sort of contrasted these 2 events where from the 50,000-foot view, everything was quiet along the Potomac, but for this soldier and his family and friends, a great loss was suffered. And Etheridge has taken some of the lines from this poem and created these fabulous patterns by adjusting the spacing between the lines and between the letters. And I think that it's a perfect sort of representation of the poem in a way, because the poem in its sort of melancholy imagining of this soldier's life is the story of one man, but Etheridge, through the repetition and the recurrence that's only possible in the typewriter, reminds us that one death represents the many men and boys who have lost their lives in wars. We're here in front of Daniela Comani's work. Daniela is an artist who lives and works in Berlin, and her piece is called It Was Me Diary, 1900 through 1999. And what Daniela has done is taken one event for each of the 360, actually it's a leap year, so 366 days in the year. And she's selected an event that happened between the years 1900 to 1999. So in a way, she's kind of compressed the entire century. And she always takes the event into the first person. And so we have a chronicle of events, and they can be from cataclysmic historic events to fashion firsts or sports events. So, and she's given us also a key to the diary so that we can find out exactly what year the events occurred in. So, for example, August 1st, I opened the Berlin Olympics, and we have Hitler speaking. On August 2nd, Bologna, and this happened in 1980, bomb attack at the main railway station, a bomb with 20 kgs of explosive hidden in a suitcase goes off, 84 people die, more than 200 wounded, I survive. So the interesting thing I find about her piece is that at times she's the perpetrator of events and the leading character in her diary and her drama, and at other times she's the victim of circumstances that are beyond her control. I'm going to show you a detail of one of three video or film pieces that are here in the exhibition Courier. One is by Anne Hamilton, another is by William Kentridge, and the third is by Ignacio Uriarte. And his work is called The History of the Typewriter. And in his film, the actor Michael Winslow, famous from Police Academy and Spaceballs, and known throughout the cinema world for his amazing ability to mimic sounds, is actually mimicking the sounds of historic typewriters that the artist has collected. This is the work of Matt Little, who is another one of the artists in the show that really is experimenting on the capabilities of a typewriter. And again, it's a particular typewriter. It's the Selectric typewriter, which we all know and love from its historic ball. It was really, or globe. It was really an innovation in typing, and it really made possible a lot of the desktop publishing that we do today. Matt bought a Selectric typewriter for $1 at a garage sale, and these present some of his explorations into the capabilities of the type, the font of Courier, and he brings to bear his experience as a photographer as well as a printmaker, and he uses some very historic processes like the Van Dyke Brown print, as well as other printing techniques to delve into the capabilities of the typewriter as a mark maker and as an artistic tool. This is the work of Leona Christie, and it brings to the fore another one of the main ideas that run through the artists who are included in Courier, and that is using the act of typing as a way of representing and recording thoughts and giving those thoughts a concrete presence and allowing them to be shared with others. Leona's work is actually a collaboration between her and her brother Gavin Christie. Gavin Christie is an autistic savant. He's 39 years old, and when Gavin travels, whether it's in the car or on his bicycle, as he often does, through the streets of suburban Detroit, he records in his mind all of the things that he passes, the big box stores, the chain restaurants, and the piece is called Lightwoods, Darkwoods. As Gavin goes through the area where he lives, he sees still wooded passages in some places and then sort of scattered trees in others. And so that's sort of the genesis of the title for the piece, Lightwoods, Darkwoods. This is the work of internationally known Chinese artist Zhu Bing. It was inspired by actually a time when he was doing a great deal of traveling, and the flyers that appear in the back of airline seat pouches telling you what to do in case of a disaster. Zhu Bing saw this as a kind of universal language, a way that we use icons to communicate a range of thoughts and ideas, sometimes complex and sometimes very important ideas. And so it began to inspire a body of work that's based on this. The piece is called The Book from the Ground, and it actually is an interactive installation where people can type messages in English, and they'll be translated into the icons through a computer program. And those icons are then projected on the wall behind the piece. We've really only had time to talk about a few of the artists that were included in the Courier exhibition. I hope you'll come to the University Art Museum at the University at Albany and explore some of those works and also some of the others. It's an exhibition that takes time. It takes time to read. There's a lot to think about. But I think you'll find it a rewarding experience, and don't forget to bring your cell phone.